Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check kit from ICM. It is molded in 1/35 scale and it is named as a Wehrmacht personal cars, so it's easy to understand what is included, and I mean box art hints on what is inside. There are 3 German cars in popular scale, so this might be an interesting combo kit for these modelers who would like to build diorama with some personal car, or they usually build some dioramas with cars. They need one car and then they will later use other two. Still you get a price efficient, I would say, offer, and now we have a commercial sample, so it means you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video. We are going to open it and check what is hidden inside. So first of all, box art is typical for ICM. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and on this side we have some information about the kit and also history note. And as far as you can see, there is a parts count of 184 plus 157 plus 130 parts for 3 cars, obviously. And here on the opposite side we have a side profile of each vehicle, but I really hope that there will be more markings included inside. So let's open it. Box structure is typical for ICM. Here you can see that it's a flexible top lid which is color printed, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should protect everything inside. So let's open it, and here is what we have inside. So I guess all kits are separated into separate plastic bags, but the corresponding plastic frames come in single plastic bags, so you have to be careful while dealing with them. Or maybe if you have a chance to open and check everything, I would rather do so, because you might end up with loose parts. I mean, not damaged, but loose parts. So we are going to start with plastic bag which was on the top. Just give me a second to open it. Some of these kits were not reviewed before by us, so it will be interesting to check them anyway, because we do not have any review for them on our YouTube channel or website. So we are going to start with this gray plastic frame. Let's zoom in a bit. Now you should be able to see it. So here we have the main chassis bars. We also have some interior parts, even engine elements are placed here. And molding quality seems to be fine, even though I think I understand which car is it. But we will check the assembly manual to be sure. And just so that you can see the detailing on these parts, here we can zoom in and you can notice that molding quality is clean. There are no molding problems whatsoever, so it's just a matter of careful assembly and you'll be good to go. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Now we can move on to the next plastic sprues. So here we have identical plastic frames. I will show you only one, because here we have wheels for this vehicle, and that's really cool because we do not get the vinyl parts, we get plastic parts, which should be easier and faster to paint, to weather. As you can see, it will be a matter of combining these circles together and you will have one tire. Wheel rim is molded separately, and here we have also the leaf springs which will be used for the suspension. As you can understand, here you can check these parts from the opposite side. Okay. Next we go on with this clear plastic bag which is dedicated to transparent frame. So just give me a sec. Here it is. And obviously there are no masks included, so if you would like to cover these parts you have to do it with your own hands. But molding quality looks great, I don't have any complaints about this. It's a typical quality level for ICM kits. And next we also have another small plastic bag with side windows. They come on the separate frame, let's say. Again, I will remind you that there are no masks, but as you can see they look fine. And I mean, if you are brave enough to assemble a car kit in 1/35 scale, I think masking won't be a huge issue for you. Next we go on with this plastic sprue which is dedicated to car body parts. So let's zoom out a bit. Now you should be able to see it. So lower panel is molded together with rear view arches. Here we have roof panel. Also here we have the front seat, dashboard, bonnet panels, front mask, And note that doors are molded shut, so you won't be able to open them on the finished model. And again, molding quality seems to be fine. Attachment points are thin enough in order to carefully separate these parts. Here you can see them from the opposite side. Note that we have guiding elements for the door panels here, because they are molded separately. Okay, and one more part is the special hard roof, let's say, or metal roof, which is supplied as a single piece part, and as you can see it looks quite fine. So if you would like to replicate such version of the vehicle, it is supplied here, so you can install it without any extra problems. Okay, now we have the second kit. This one is the smallest one. I guess that's the Opal. So just give me a second. Here it is. I'm going to take out everything out of this plastic bag. And again, we are going to start with top plastic frame. Here it is. Again, we have plastic wheels, which is really cool. And also here we have more of thin parts, which might be a bit tricky to install for some models. Some of them are really tiny, so they will require for sure the usage of the tweezers. And here you can check these parts from the opposite side. Okay. Next we go on with body panels. Here you can see that doors are molded shut. We also have separate door cards and also some of the additional interior parts. Here you can see the dashboard, and note that middle section of the steering wheel is also separate here, so you will have to glue it into the circle of the steering wheel. Next we have separate plastic bag with clear frame, so just give me a sec to open it. Okay, so here we have all glasses for this car, and molding quality seems to be fine. Again, there are no masks whatsoever, no templates, so be ready to deal with all this stuff. I'm not sure if there is any aftermarket set available for these parts. And here comes quite interesting thing, because for this kit we actually have the vinyl tires. So what we saw before was the plastic version of the spare wheel, but for the main wheels we will have to use the vinyl tires, so be ready to work with this stuff. As you can see, these are typical vinyl parts. I mean, they're not that bad, but still I would rather prefer to have a resin part. As you can see, even camera does not want to focus on it. And we do not have any writings on the wheel tires, and you can see that vinyl can be easily damaged by pressing against the plastic, and because packaging was really tight here, that's why it features some marks on it. And the last gray plastic sprue for this car model, here we have various body panels. As you can see, the rear section, wheel arches, front mask, and front mask looks really cool, so I would recommend to spend some time painting and weathering it. Here you can see also the floor for this vehicle, roof panel, bonnet panels, and some minor parts for the suspension. Okay, we can zoom out. By the way, on the bottom of the vehicle you can see that there are some pre-molded parts, but mainly all these exhaust tubes and suspension parts, they will be added separately. Okay, next we go on with final third plastic kit. It is also packed into the separate plastic bag, so just give me a second to open it. That's actually the biggest car in this kit, that's why it comes in the biggest plastic bag. So here we have first this large plastic frame with mix of various parts, and quite interesting to see how the plastic tires are molded here. I mean, that's really surprising. I wonder why ICM does not use this design on the modern kits. Next we continue with seats, doors, and doors are separate here. Another plus point, let's say, for this kit. Here we have some of the drivetrain parts, suspension parts, and of course interior elements are present here. And here you can check door parts from the opposite side, because door cards are molded separately, that's why we have some guiding elements here. Okay. Next we go on with clear plastic frame. Again, it is packed into the separate plastic bag in order to avoid possible scratches. So here we have all necessary glasses for this vehicle. Again, no masks, no templates, and again, molding quality looks completely fine. There are no problems whatsoever. And final gray plastic sprue is dedicated to car body panels. So again, we have separate doors. So what we saw before were door cards, and here we have the car body panels, body floor, view arches, bonnet which is molded as a single piece part. But it's really cool that we have separate doors. It might be handy for some diorama ideas. And if you flip it over, here you can check the parts from opposite side. Note that some parts have the push marks from the molding. It's really surprising, but I mean, it will be barely visible in the vehicle, so that's not something to worry about, that it will be visible on the finished model. Now I'm going to show you the decals sheet for this Capitan vehicle. So here it is. It's not such a large decals sheet, but printing quality looks fine. We have several number plates, and I don't see any dials for the dashboard, so I guess you'll have to replicate it with your own hands. And the assembly manual is typical. Here you can see it. I guess there is no point to go page by page. We all know this stuff. But just to give you the overall idea, here is the assembly process. And of course on the last page we have 4 marking options for this vehicle. So here you can see 2. Let's zoom out a bit. Now you should be able to see it. And here we have another pair of markings. The same goes for the Cadet K38. It is also supplied with separate decals sheet. Here it is. And by the way, you can note the kit number in case you would like to get this kit separately. That's the kit number you should search for. Again, we have separate number plates and of course several marking options. And just to prove it again, we are going to check the assembly manual. So here we have short history note and paints chart, a parts map, assembly process which starts with interior. Here we continue with car body assembly and also installation of the suspension. Next we continue with road wheels and spare wheel front and rear bumpers, and again 2 markings here as you can see, and 2 markings here. But that's not all, because we have 3 cars inside. So another one is Admiral Saloon, and again we have separate decals sheet. So here it is. And again we have separate assembly manual, so just give me a second. Here it is. Short history note, technical specifications, paints chart, parts map, and assembly process starts from the main chassis and the engine. Here we continue with road wheels, installation of all this stuff on the main frame, and that's pretty much all. Here we have 4 marking options. All of them come from Germany, obviously. Note, this one comes from France, 1943, but these are dark colored vehicles, so if you have some different reference photo or reference material, it will be cool to copy something unusual. So as I said, this kit is already available. You can get it in any good model shop. Modelimax has it for sure, so you can order it there. Now, of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such combo kit. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!